Hey everyone, so today I'm going to show you how to use heat maps in order to optimize your ads. So we are now using the Adobe Express app. So I created this mock ad. So let me show you a few things that we're looking for. I wanted to focus on the eye contact because that's the typical assumption. That's going to be the primary focus when you're trying to attract consumers. Next up, I added the text at the top, added a random icon, I added a random graphic with a pop of color, which is a typical suggestion that you see a lot of graphic designers say, add a splash of color. So to analyze the heat map of the mockup, we're actually going to click on add-ons on the Adobe Express app. We're going to click on Attention Insight. This is an AI tool that's going to allow us to create our heat map. And as you can see on the screen, red, of course, is more attention and less attention is going to be over here on blue. We're just going to click on the first one for banners, posts, thumbnails, and ads. And then we're going to click on Test Design. And here's the result of the heat map. When we're using a vertical ad, which is typical on most social medias that use short form video, at the very top, because there is more real estate when we're talking about using vertical ads, the primary focus is on the text at the very top. Now, typically, even as a marketing manager, we would say, oh, you would expect that because the photo is so large and it does have a forward-facing image and I am making eye contact, you would think that that's where the eye would go first. And this is where you have to understand that the size of the graphic matters. So number one, if you are in an English-speaking country, we read from left to right, and we're always going to typically start at the top. This image correlates more to the way a book page would be. It looks like the icon was completely ignored. And then the splash of color wasn't even focused. And then we can see that the primary focus was on the center. It wasn't fully on the individual eye. I tilted my face to the side to see if the software would try to recognize the eye on the left as a primary form of contact. But the way that our brain functions, it actually focused in the way that it's supposed to, which means in the center. We'll probably have to discuss that another day as far as how our perception and our eyes actually focus to make sure that everything is centered. So technically the eye focus would be in the middle. So let's try out the square shape, which is another typical ad, to see if the focus will rearrange, especially since we'll have more of a compact area. All right, so I rearranged the ad to a typical square shape post. So let's go ahead and run it again. And these are the results. As you can see, it's pretty similar to the vertical one, which means that it focused on the text and it's still focused on the center area. Now, I do notice that with the square post, there seems to be a higher level of more tension on the photo. So that's something that you have to consider when you're making ads. So if you are going to use a model, you might be better off using a square post. If you are going to focus more on an information-based ad, you might be better off using a vertical post that focuses more on the text on the top in the center area. But right now they both do have a deeper red color versus with the vertical ad. So it's really interesting as far as how it can affect the format, but it does look that when you're using a model as the primary focus, then the square ad might be a better option for you. All right, so this is just a quick tutorial showing you how to use heat maps with AI in order to improve and optimize your ads for social media.